is Rec Radio. This is me asking you to please stay until after the wheel because I've done something recently I've been wanting to do for 10 years, and this is just Paul. So my top story of this Wheel Spins Rec Radio was going to be that there are whispers of new My Chemical Romance music on the horizon. But when I actually did the research, I discovered that fans gleaned this leaked info from this clip on Frankie Arrow's live stream.
Yeah, I did like 2 Thursday live streams on this and a couple of, and some recording stuff.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did like 2 Thursday live streams on this and a couple of, and some recording stuff.
Yeah, my top news story is that the guitarist of My Chemical Romance burps into the microphone and fans think they're getting the gang together. What can I say? Believers never die. No, wait, that is Fall Out Boy. Speaking of Fall Out Boy, man, coming out of the gate with the transitions. Fall Out Boy have announced a special St. Paddy's Day live performance on Chicago's 103.5 KISS FM's YouTube, which is a channel I'll subscribe to and in 2 weeks forget why I subscribed. No, actually, this station has a nice track record of call-ins, All Time Low, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Raven-Symoné showing us her ceiling and only talking about her pets. Don't show us your cute pups, girl. We, don't care. But FOB's live show will benefit Illinois Restaurant Association Educational Foundation, the restaurant industry being one of the many around the country who could use any of the spare change that we have found in our pockets, so that we can undertip their waitstaff again in the future. But before we get off this Fallout bus, Joe Troman has very self-awaredly announced, I have done something no one has ever done before. I made a podcast where Joe will be talking about something that plagues, I feel like, a majority of human beings at this point, called depression. And he's launching the show with a bang, talking to American treasure Seth Green. On a serious note, I genuinely believe that talking about these things that make us feel alone is one of the #1 ways to make us feel like we're normal, which we are. It's why I tried to sneak into convo how square my feet are. It's like my biology didn't get the memo how ballerina flats were shaped. And yes, if you're wondering, I do have a celeb wiki feet before I have a regular wiki page. Hey, look, I made it! If you can't get enough of famous musicians talking to their famous musician friends, Othertone is a podcast where Pharrell Williams chats with rock stars of every genre, from Justin Timberlake to Kid Cudi to Neil deGrasse Tyson. We got some insight this week about what Beck and Williams himself believe the future of music will look like.
You know, kids are coming out as teenagers, essentially, like making albums on their laptop.
It's not just the kids, by the way. Look at all these grown-ups, full-on grown-ups that have been radicalized. I mean, imagine like going into like your T-Mobile store or your like Verizon store and like, yeah, let me get that phone. Okay, I'm gonna get this service package right here, not knowing that that package that you got just landed your ass in jail because you was one of them people in the Capitol that one day, not knowing, damn, like
the Capitol package.
If I could just harp in with my extremely educated and valid opinion, I may have said this before on this channel, but I believe that our technology is just us times 500. We upload our thoughts to Twitter. We project what we want to see in the mirror onto Instagram. And if we as the human race all somehow manage to kill ourselves with our phones, we deserve it. And to wrap up the voices who use their voices for more than just rock singing, Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day, Sting of Police, and Slater-Kinney are all on the list of Audible's upcoming Words Plus music series, which, if you never heard of this glorified podcast by Audible Plus, like I haven't, this is also the announcement of its existence. Rachel Giazza, Executive Vice President at Audible, explains, Audible's Words Plus music programming has exceeded our expectations in so many ways, and we are just getting started. By weaving narrative storytelling into their work, these artists are creating truly unparalleled stories for our listeners. How many 30-day trials from YouTubers do you think I can combine to get Audible Plus? Put your freak on a leash, because Korn has tickled us with a 90-second trailer announcing a monumental streaming event for the ages. On April 24th, the band will be beaming from Los Angeles' Stranger Things, the drive-in experience. So, put on your 80s neon windbreaker with your 90s Dickies with 5 wallet chains. But that wasn't the only reason Korn was in rock news this week, when Nick Harrison, a new metal-loving teacher, turned in his audition for School of Rock 2 on TikTok. Mr. Professor 318, as the kids know him, set the ABCs to the tune of Korn's Coming Undone, which garnered the attention of Jonathan Davis himself. Harrison proclaimed, "When Jonathan Davis posts your video on his Instagram story," I can't even talk, man. Well, no, guy, it's just because you've been metal yelling your entire lesson plan. If you're tired of hearing me talk about music, maybe you want to listen to some new tracks yourself. Twin Shadow is spinning Johnny and Joni. Gwen Stefani drops Slow Clap. Trophy Scars debuts Father Part 1. Oh my god. If you want to go down with the supernatural pirate ship and fight all the way with only one arm and a violin bow, this was a gorgeous example of that. And Evanescence drops Better Without You off the new album The Bitter Truth, debuting March 26th. Oh, did you want to know what I think? Jalapeno Papadopoulos here, internet's bustiest music nerd. Evanescence's newest single, Better Without You, follows tracks Yeah Right and Use My Voice off the upcoming album. It begins with a gimmicky children's music box trope, which they don't linger on too long, just long enough for a taste of familiarity before dissolving into a steam train of electronic percussion. It powers on into the most of our musical arrangement, guitar, vocals, full drum attack, and a right turn signal sound effect that reminds us of impending tension. If Evanescence ever evolved past their Hot Topic reputation for killer female-fronted 90s goth revival, it's that they found the formula for their music to continue to be digestible for any fair-weather radio rock fan, i.e., my mom, to be able to consume while also varying the sound just enough so that the next uncomplicated single still feels fresh, genuine, and somehow more epic than its predecessor. I swear to God, I don't know how Anthony Fantano and I were ever put into the same YouTuber category. That guy knows more about music than I will ever know about the sound of my own voice, if I wore hats. So you have your new music, you have more musical podcasts than you ever asked for, but let's talk about things that you can wrap up and hand to your rock and roll loving best friend for their "did this past year even count as a year" birthday. I guarantee most of you don't have a friend you like enough to splurge on this for their birthday. It's Ben Gibbard's of Death Cab for Cutie's new signature Fender Mustang. This beautiful natural ash custom is modeled off the modified 70s Fender Mustangs that Gibbard had been swaddling from show to show over the years, including a modern C-shaped neck, tailored Ben Gibbard pickups, simplified controls, and a modified hardtail setup on the bridge. If all that meant anything to you, you can pick yours up for $1,100 USD. But maybe you're like me, and when you tell girls that you love playing music, you only mean on your turntable. Well, MXPX is dropping the mother of all box sets. It includes 10 full-length albums with original artwork and bonus inserts tucked into this beautiful black sleek outer case so that you can listen to the records just like they were intended. No, not through your dad's painter's boombox that your DIY CKY cinematographer had to slog around the skate park every time you moved. Guys, he's already carrying the camera. Maybe help him out a little bit? Deftones releases something that only us over 21 can enjoy, which, if you've been watching me since my dorm room rec radio days, I sure hope you are. In collaboration with Abre Ojos, this white pony-themed collector's tequila celebrates the 20th anniversary of the fan-favorite album. The flavor description reads, "It is aged up to 2 years in American oak-used whiskey barrels, creating caramel, vanilla, hazelnut, and chocolate notes. The buttery taste ends with a smoky, mature flavor. It is meant to sip and enjoy." And you better sip, because one of the limited 2,880 bottle release will run you $75 each. I say that, but if you were to take a shot every time Carpenter melts your face off with a killer shred like on Street Carp, Chino lulls you to sleep with his spooky, sexy vocals like in Digital Bath, or you experience the memory of lying on your bedroom floor waiting for the beat to drop on Pink Maggot, you'll be drunk. And finally, Tom DeLonge releases his own plushie action figure to commemorate his lovable character from their iconic first date video. This 10-inch doll is made of recycled stuffing and will run you $37. I think I'll take half a bottle of Deftones tequila, thanks. If you do splurge on this collector's item, you can squeeze that belly and hear weird shit. Now, it can't be a Wrecked Radio episode without acknowledging the most recent music award show. Or can it? Yeah, we do. So in your time, the 64th Grammys will have happened last night, pending another world disaster. But I'm recording this Sunday afternoon. But let me see if I can predict. Billie Eilish will hum through one of her sleepy hits in a sweatshirt dress. BTS will show up any kind of choreography their American boy band predecessors ever attempted. And Taylor Swift will get her 36-second chance to give her thank you speech that Kanye took away from her a decade ago. But one artist you will not see there is The Weeknd, who, following acclaimed After Hours this past year and topping the chart with the record-breaking Blinding Lights, Abel got 0 nods from the show. The Weeknd explains, "Because of the secret committees, I will no longer allow my label to submit my music to the Grammys, believing that the root cause is that he played this year's Super Bowl halftime show instead of giving the Grammys the exclusivity for a similar performance." Abel joins the likes of Drake, Kanye, and Fiona Apple, who have previously disavowed the show. The president and CEO of the Recording Academy, Harvey Mason, explains, "We're all disappointed when anyone is upset, but I will say that we are constantly evolving. And this year, as in past years, we are going to take a hard look at how to improve our awards process, including the nomination review committees." But with this story, I particularly want your opinion, guys. Do you think an award show like the Grammys is actually evolving? Do you believe that awards committees have the obligation to read the room, so to speak, a lot better, or is it impossible to please everyone? Do you think inside politics can really play that big of a role in nominations and wins when public opinion is so obvious? Or do award shows really even matter? Does anyone still watch? That was like 4 to 5 questions, but feel free to answer any of them in the comments below, or any of your other thoughts on some of today's breaking news. Hey, Storytime, you're up next! So, another year has come and gone, and no, I don't mean since the beginning of a year in solitary. My dear old birthday actually fell just 2 days before the world stopped. And one aspect I really got to connect with in 2020 was actually you guys. In doing weekly live shows and conversing with more of you on social media, I realized that most of my active followers, the ones who actually show their face, or at least their username, have been with me since the initial days of Wrecked Radio. And that does not cease to humble me and completely blow my mind. And I decided to do something. These have been in this bedroom screaming at me. I cannot explain how excited to announce I am. For the first time ever, my official Wrecked Radio merch. Over the years, people had asked me about this specifically. It made total sense. I'm constantly wearing artists on myself. I was always giving away other band merch, and as much as I really wanted to, Back in the day, I always thought that the most prevalent option was to buy massive amounts of pre-printed bulk when I knew only like 4 of you would have actually bought it. But in December, I finally looked into pretty much the granddaddy of print on demand, which offers all the colors, styles, and quality choices I didn't even know these kinds of manufacturers offered. So right now, I'm going to unbox or unbag one of the many things I bought for myself to enjoy and see exactly how it turned out. I haven't opened any of these yet. You guys do not have any idea how much I've waited for this. Oh. Here we go. Moment of truth. I think I know what this is, but I don't know how it looks. Please be good, please be good. Oh, it's a lot of things. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is mine. Alright, I'm gonna do it, guys. Are you ready? Oh, that felt so good! Oh my god, it's so soft and comfortable, and the logo is so prominent. It's really, really prominent. The store is now live. You can browse all the styles for yourself, including the original Rect Radio logo I penned from my college dorm room, as well as a very recent and special drawing that I did for you guys. I've always liked when I could pick something up that only I or other fans would know the context of, but could also be a standalone design. I immortalized our peace, love, rock and roll hand signals. I love this. And I love you guys. I hope that anyone who's ever had the fleeting desire to proudly wear my show branding finds something you love in the store, because it would be the best birthday present ever. And if no one wants it, literally no problem. I at the very least have all this fantastic merch of mine. Oh my god, look at this. That I can rock myself probably every other day of the week. Transition. Without you guys, nothing about my life would have ever been possible, and I want to make sure that you know how grateful I am. Peace, love, rock and roll.